What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Bulls Report by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and today's show is presented by Prize Picks. But coming up on today's show, we have our Chicago Bulls mock draft 1.0. Now, we'll probably do up to about 10 of these up until the NBA draft, and we'll dive into different prospects. So we won't keep it the same, but I ran the simulator, and at pick number 4, it did have the Chicago Bulls drafting Duke forward Cameron Boozer. Now, I can already see a bunch of people, getting disappointed by this pick. I think most Bulls fans are preferring Caleb Wilson over Cameron Boozer, but Cam Boozer, he's a generational prospect. He would have been the number 1 overall pick in most years, and what he did at Duke this past season was flat out phenomenal. I mean, for all the talk of like, oh, this guy's got no bag, he's got no feel offensively. Well, as an 18-year-old in an elite college basketball season with a bunch of talent, the dude averaged 22.5 points a game. He was a 39% three-point shooter. He's a double-digit rebound guy. He's a good playmaker, averaging 4.1 assists, and he's a hell of a defender. So I just don't really see the negativity around Cameron Boozer's name. And, his advanced shooting numbers, I love them. That short middy, that push shot, ideally you would want that around 47, 48%, but for a big guy, I'll take it. At the rim, that's where most of his work comes, and he shot 65% at the rim, going up against some of the best shot blockers in the country. And also the three-point shot. He will be a good three-point shooter in the league. He can play some stretch, small ball 5 for you, or just be that stretch 4. But also, as a stretch 4, that's why I think Boozer is so, enticing to me as a prospect, is like, he's a stretch 4, but he's also going to be the most physical guy on the basketball court. So I love that combination. You talk about physicality, guy's 6'10", 7'1" wingspan, 250 pounds, and he also is only 19 years old. So he's going to develop more into his NBA body, and he's just going to be fantastic. But why to believe in Boozer? I think, number 1, he's got the highest floor out of any prospect in this draft class. Like, if I had to say one guy's game is going to translate to the NBA no matter what, it would be Boozer, because he does all the little things. He's a great rebounder. And also, number 2, great rebounder. Some people just view that as like a throw-in. Rebounding is a skill. Bulls fans should know that better than anybody, with having the greatest rebounder in NBA history in Dennis Rodman. Like, that matters. That's a skill. That's you understanding angles coming off the rim and clearing out space with your body. Like, Bulls, they want to be a good defensive team. Well, how are you a great defensive team? You limit teams to one shot offensively, and Boozer will help that case. And like I said, the small ball 5 potential with him, like, if the Bulls want to have some de facto death lineup here in like 3 to 4 years, maybe they have an elite scoring guard. You got Buzelis, maybe a Senge becomes something. You got Cam Boozer, maybe it's Cameron Carr at the 2 spot. Like, that lineup, you'd be great defensively. You'd be a great rebounding team because of Boozer. He just gives you lineup versatility, which I think it's kind of undervalued here when talking about him. And also his footwork is fantastic. Even just like going in, like, you don't even need to watch the game tape for him. Go watch his highlight tape. His spin move and his footwork in the low block is great. Like, he is huge on angles. Like, even when he was going up against Vesar, the 7'3" big man in North Carolina, like, he was still using angles, making a spin move here just to get that slight window. And then he goes up over the top and he finishes at a very high level. And also, I think he's a great pairing with Buzelis. Like, this would also give Buzelis the chance to play his true position, which I think is the 3, Boozer at the 4. Then you go get that 7'3" monster at the center. Like, you're a big effing team. Buzelis 6'10", Cam Boozer 6'10". You go out there and get a Day Mora. He's 7'3". Like, you would be a massive team. So I think Boozer, he's a generational prospect. Don't overthink this and just draft whichever these 2 is available for you at pick number 4. Caleb Wilson, honestly, I'm 50-50 between both those guys. The more I've gone back and watched Boozer, the more I'm higher on him. I think people with Caleb Wilson, they like the athletic ability, they like the upside, but like with Boozer, like, I still think he offers that same upside, but without like the variables. Like, he's going to be a good jump shooter. He's going to be a good rebounder, a good playmaker. Like, just keep it simple when it comes to basketball. Can you shoot? Can you rebound? Can you dribble? Can you pass? Boozer checks all of those boxes, plus he's 6'10", 250. But you guys pick a player down below, Boozer or Wilson. Now, I want to give a massive shout-out to our good friends at Prize Picks. And if you guys use promo code HMA, we'll hook you guys up with $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. The app is really easy to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. Prize Picks is available in most states, including California, Texas, Florida, Minnesota, New York, and Illinois. And Prize Picks makes watching my favorite sporting events that much more enjoyable as I follow my lineup throughout the entire game. Now, you guys can also follow lineup throughout the entire season. They already got some season-long projections for some of the rookies, Fernando Mendoza, Jeremiah Love, Jordan Tyson. They'll also have some of the rookies once the basketball draft gets underway as well. But also, Prize Picks has a feature that allows you to follow your friends and others on the app like you would on any other social media platform. You guys can follow me on the app at PatSieps, PATSIEPS, to see all my lineups there. But sign up for Prize Picks with code HMA and get $50 in lineups instantly when you put your first $5 lineup. Hit that link in the comment section and description of today's show. All right, pick 15 in the first round for the Chicago Bulls. We're going to have them going out there and getting Kentucky center Jayden Quiantance. Now, when I was running this mock draft simulator, Ade Mora was actually on the board for the Bulls, but I just don't think there's any chance he makes it to 15, so I went the next best option here, and that's Jayden Quiantance. And also, I could make an argument I would take Quiantance over Ade Mora because I think Quiantance, his physicality down low, I think it's better than Mora's. Like, he clears space better, even though he's not as tall. Like, Mora's a true 7'3" mammoth of a human being, but, like, Quiantance, he's still 6'11", 7'5" wingspan. He's a really good defender. He's also bigger than Mora. He's 255 pounds. Mora's more about 240, so he's got more weight on him, which I think can help him quickly translate his game to the NBA level. And plus, 19 years old, still a lot of room to develop, even though he was a sophomore this past year at Kentucky. And also, if you want a game to get yourself sold on Quiantance, go watch his tape from this past season against St. John's. He was absolutely fantastic. He dominated and completely flipped that game. And, I think Jayden Quiantance, like, the archetype of big man that I've been wanting the Bulls to get for a very long time is who he is. Like, it is a rim-protecting, lob-threat center. Like, coming from Nikola Vucevic, where he was like a floor-spacing 5, but he was a good rebounder, but he was the worst defender on the court. Like, Quiantance is the complete opposite. Like, he's either catching lobs, finishing at the rim, and also protecting the rim on the other side of the court. He would be a home run pick. I'm a real big believer in this guy. And the number one thing about big fellas that, especially the guys that are near 7 foot, who maybe don't have the skill bag as some other 7-footers in the NBA, motor. He's got motor. Like, he plays his ass off. He's got that dog mentality, which I think for big guys, like, that matters a lot more compared to guards. So Quiantance, I think, would be a hell of a pick. And then pick number 38 here in the second round. Maybe a little wishful thinking here for the Chicago Bulls because I doubt if he makes it to pick number 38. But how about Alex Caraban? You go get that 4-year starter at UConn, one of the winningest players in college basketball history, 2-time national champion, 3-time Final Four appearance, or 3-time national championship appearances for him. And, he is probably the best shooter in this year's draft. You can make an argument, him or Christian Anderson, the guard out of Texas Tech. But Karaban, he's a good spot-up shooter. He moves off-ball extremely well. And I would like the Bulls, like, if you have a guy like Karaban coming off the bench, where let's just say you have, Buzelis, he comes off the court. And then you go like Karaban, Boozer, like Asenge, and then like Josh Giddey and like maybe another guard in there. Like, that would be a pretty enticing small ball 5. Like, I also like Karaban and Boozer. Like, that's a pretty deadly, like, 5 and 4 man. Maybe Buzelis is at the 3, so you still have size. We also have some shooting. He's also a very good rebounder, but he took 192 threes this past season, so he's shooting a lot and shot at 37.5%. Now, even though he is just under 6'7", he's got a really long wingspan, 6'11", 225 pounds, and I think, like, if you're only negative around Karaban as his age, I understand that. Like, there's probably not a lot of room for developing left, but there's still a good amount. Like, the difference between a 23-year-old and a 27-year-old in the NBA, like, Karaban could be one of those guys where he's still on his rookie deal, 27 years old, and he's at, like, the peak of his powers. Like, that could be an advantage for the Bulls down the line. So, Karaban, doubt he gets to pick 38, but if he's there, I think they have to take him. And then pick 56 here in the second round. I just want the Bulls to get another veteran guard. I'm going to go with Jaden Bradley here. He's a safe option. Would he ever be a guy in the NBA? But, like, probably not. But he's a guy you take and you just kind of hope that he develops into, like, a Tyler Kolek type of guard, where he's a 4-year college player, won a lot of games at Arizona this past season. He's a good, game manager at the point guard spot. He can slow it down. He can pick up the pace of play. Really, whatever you ask him to do, he can do that. And he's a good 3-point shooter as well. And I think he's just like he's a safe pick where if he ends up working out, it's like, all right, you got your backup point guard of the future. Older prospect. So, again, same with Karaban. Like, if the Bulls are trying to hit this window in 3 years from now, You're hoping a guy like Jaden Bradley still on his rookie deal, Karaban still on his rookie deal, but giving you big-time minutes in the playoffs. Are those only like 15 minutes? Potentially, but if you could get 15 minutes in a playoff game off the guy that you picked at pick number 56, I think that would be awesome. So if this is a draft the Bulls leave with, give Bryson Graham the statue. Cam Boozer, Jayden Quiantance, Alex Caraban, Jaden Bradley. You get all 4 of these guys who are great in college. They also all offer tremendous upside, and the Bulls, they got lucky. It is nothing that this organization did to set themselves up. You got lucky you jumped into the top 4. You got lucky that Trailblazers pick conveyed, but it also conveyed to the best pick possible and the best draft class possible. You got the first pick outside the lottery on a lottery-protected pick. So that was huge. And you go get the veterans in college in Karaban and Bradley. But you guys grade this mock draft for us. Give me the A, B, C, D, or F down below in the comment section. And we'll catch you guys next time. As always, go Bulls.